SPARSH, a unique project designed for the rights, empowerment and rehabilitation of the disabled, towards which the government of Madhya Pradesh is deeply committed. Disability is not a curse. Rather, it can be caused due to malnutrition, heredity, lack of care and caution at pre- and post-natal stages, natural disasters and accidents, or even due to some other diseases. In India, the Persons with Disabilities Act was implemented in 1995. This act has been in force in Madhya Pradesh since the 1st of January 1996. Under this act, the disabled have been categorized as the following: visually impaired and challenged, physically challenged, hearing impaired, leprosy affected, mentally challenged and retarded. Several plans were implemented by the government of Madhya Pradesh for the disabled under this act. However, there was no data available about the effectiveness of these plans. Hence, surveys proved of little help in providing a complete rehabilitation for the disabled. It was felt that a more elaborate program is needed to prepare a computerized database by identifying each and every disabled person of the state and categorizing them on the basis of the nature and degree of disability so that they could be benefited in a planned manner. This itself was an extremely challenging task. Taking up this challenge, the government of Madhya Pradesh started the SPARSH campaign in 2011. SPARSH stands for Special Project for Assistance, Rehabilitation and Strengthening of the Handicapped. The main objectives of the SPARSH campaign are to identify the mentally challenged or incapable of earning their livelihood, or the disabled who are uncared for in the absence of any legal guardian or relative, to create awareness about the related schemes running under SPARSH, to ensure complete participation at every stage, and to find out permanent solutions to the necessities of the disabled after a comprehensive study, to create a positive and obstruction-free environment for complete rehabilitation of the beneficiaries. That would include all possible support like education, vocational training, employment, skills upgradation and empowerment, as well as building shelters for the disabled, to create and implement future schemes for the disabled in accordance with available resources for their complete rehabilitation. It was a bigger challenge to identify the disabled persons in such a geographically extensive and socially and culturally diverse state like Madhya Pradesh within a limited period, where it was not only tough to reach remote villages, but also disabled persons were hesitant about being identified. Arrangement of the financial, human and other resources was also to be ensured at a larger scale. To establish a proper coordination system between the district administration, urban and rural government bodies was also a Herculean task. Another important challenge was to create mass awareness about the scheme so that the disabled could talk about their disability without any hesitation. Keeping in mind all these challenges, a detailed strategy was prepared for the implementation of SPARSH. The collector was entrusted with the responsibility of supervising the scheme at the district level. The Chief Executive Officer, District Panchayat, was made the nodal officer. The joint directors, deputy directors were made assistant nodal officers. The Commissioner of the Municipal Corporation and the additional and deputy commissioners authorized by him and the Chief Municipal Officer were made the nodal officers for their respective bodies. And the Chief Executive Officer of the District Panchayat was made the nodal officer for the Block Development Office. In the rural areas, the assistance from the Asha, Anganwadi workers and other ground level staff was also taken to create a positive environment for the survey through extensive campaigning and awareness programs. The services of psychiatrists from medical colleges and health departments was also taken for the identification of mentally challenged and unstable people. The identified beneficiaries were issued with a SPARSH card with complete details of their disability. BPL card and the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Upchar card were also made available. Details of the services available to the beneficiaries are also mentioned in the card. All previously available data was shared with the surveyors. The master trainers were trained by experts at the district level, and then they trained the nominated personnel for the survey purpose at the district and local body level. The necessary performer was made available to the personnel of the survey teams, who conducted a door-to-door survey and collected information about disabled people. A temporary SPARSH card was issued instantly to people who were found to be more than 40% disabled. Special attention was taken to ensure privacy of the beneficiaries. An extensively detailed report was prepared about the needs of the disabled through the survey. Approximately 8,10,000 disabled were identified in the intensive survey in the state, and then the computerized database was prepared upon categorizing and tabulating the list of disabled, which is as follows. Category-wise disabilities: hearing impaired 84,568, visually impaired and challenged 1,33,743, physically challenged 4,17,919, mentally challenged and multi-disabled 1,74,138. Gender-wise disabilities: male 5,44,850, female 2,65,518. Area-wise disabilities: rural 6,54,190, urban 1,56,178. Disabled below poverty line: in rural areas 1,23,713, in urban areas 37,700. After the survey, government schools and hostels for the disabled were strengthened. Infrastructure facilities were extended in government institutions and NGOs engaged in similar services. Appropriate arrangements for training, skill development, transportation and accommodation were made available to them. Assistance was also taken from Gram Panchayat Secretary, Assistant, Maid, PCO and ADO for the rural survey. Services were taken from employees of local bodies along with organizations in similar fields and the ones selected by the collector. For rural and urban areas, an assistant nodal officer was appointed. Assistance from the Chief Executive Officer, District Panchayat, and Chief Municipal Officer of local bodies was also taken. At the fairs organized at the block level, medical examinations were conducted by specialist doctors, and treatments, medicines and accessories were also made available to them. Information regarding surgical treatment was also provided at the fairs. Medical examination of new beneficiaries and issuance of new identity cards was also done. Calipers, artificial limbs and orthopedic shoes were distributed at these camps. Training in the use of these was also provided. Necessary arrangements were made to send disabled children to the special schools for increasing their inclination towards education by linking it to the School Chale campaign. The database had been updated accordingly along with these activities at the block level. Tricycle, wheelchair, crutch, earphones, spectacles, artificial limbs and other necessary equipment were distributed at the district level camps. Provisions were also made for education and training for self-employment with the help of various institutions. A permanent SPARSH card was made available to the disabled. With compliance to the Persons with Disabilities Act 1995, guardianships were also provided to the mentally disabled and the mentally challenged. 6,29,429 disabled went through medical examinations in the 1,191 health camps organized under the SPARSH campaign, and 4,78,747 certificates were issued to them. 68,182 artificial limbs and supporting equipments were also distributed in these SPARSH camps. 100% surgical assistance was provided to 4,541 disabled in the medical camps organized at the division level in the state. More than 1 lakh disabled children were identified and registered in the portal, and all their educational necessities were fulfilled in order to encourage them. 20 departmental institutions were made active in order to provide free education to children with disabilities under the age of 18, in which 1,725 children were enrolled. 41 NGOs were also linked with the SPARSH campaign, which took care of the education of more than 3,500 children. Hostels, scholarships for higher education, sustenance allowance and transportation allowance was also given, along with the commencement of Mukhyamantri Shiksha Protsahan Yojana and Civil Seva Protsahan Yojana. Indira Gandhi National Disability Pension and Social Security Pension was also made available to them. Special financial help of 500 rupees per month was given to beneficiaries with multi-disabilities. 1,106 disabled were employed in different government services by the Madhya Pradesh state government under the SPARSH campaign, and 12,124 vacancies were identified for future employment. Further, 6% of reservation was also ensured for them. Increment in the special transportation allowance and 10 days of additional emergency leave was also made available to disabled government officers. 3,735 disabled were employed in different NGOs and industrial organizations under this campaign, and 16,940 more have been identified for self-employment. During the SPARSH campaign, a local committee was formed under the supervision of the collector in order to protect the rights of the mentally disabled and encourage their skills. Around 73 lakh rupees of loans were sanctioned to 65 beneficiaries by the National Handicapped Finance and Development Corporation. 2,120 disabled were registered in all the employment fairs organized at the division level, out of which 912 disabled were employed in different trades by different companies. Training programs for different trades are being organized for the disabled at all the industrial training centers in Gwalior, Indore, Bhopal, Jabalpur and Rewa. The training period is of 6 months to 2 years, in which the disabled are being trained in different fields like fashion technology, computer operation, library science and information science. More than 43,000 people with multi-disabilities and the mentally challenged are being given a pension of 500 rupees per month under SPARSH. 4,650 people were benefited from Niramay Bima Yojana. A total of 1,92,657 disabled are being given pension under the Indira Gandhi National Disability Pension Scheme. A mobile van service has been started for the treatment and rehabilitation of mentally challenged and helpless disabled. An amount of 25,000 rupees is being provided for the marriage of disabled by the government of Madhya Pradesh. The amount increases to 50,000 rupees in case both the groom and bride are disabled. More than 3,900 disabled have benefited from this scheme till date. To help the disabled and their families, the SPARSH portal www.socialjustice.mp.gov.in/SPARSH and a toll-free helpline number 1-800-2334-397 have been started so that they can get information regarding different schemes for the disabled and any necessary help without any obstruction. After a complete study of the available data on the SPARSH portal, new schemes have been incorporated and running schemes have been amended, which resulted in the betterment and welfare of the disabled in the state. During the SPARSH campaign, the number of benefits in all the schemes and programs were as follows. Surgical treatment, 2,372. Artificial limbs and supporting equipment, 51,321. Marriage incentive scheme for disabled, 3,085. Financial assistance to the mentally challenged and multi-disabled under 6 years, 38,256. Scholarships to the disabled, 16,708. Indira Gandhi National Disability Pension Scheme, 41,728. Social Security Pension Scheme, 59,927. SPARSH fairs are being held from time to time in different places in the state in order to encourage the disabled towards self-employment and also to market products made by them. Modern artificial limbs and supporting equipments for the disabled are also exhibited at these fairs. In January 2013, a SPARSH Mela was organized where disabled from all over the state participated and performed in various cultural activities that marked a phenomenal success. Disabled from Madhya Pradesh won 3 gold, 1 silver and 8 bronze medals in the Special World Olympics Summer Games 2011 in Greece. Along with the educational achievements, disabled from Madhya Pradesh are also doing extremely well in other national level competitions such as debates, cultural programs, rangoli, arts and sports. The success of the SPARSH campaign can be clearly seen by looking at the awards. The award of Best Employer for the year 2011-2012 was given to the Commissioner, Department of Social Justice, Government of Madhya Pradesh for his notable work towards disabilities by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. The National Golden Award for E-Governance was given to the SPARSH portal for the year 2012-2013. The Best Local Level Committee Award for the year 2011-2012 went to Gwalior District. The Best Local Level Committee Award for the year 2012-2013 went to Indore District. The National Award for the year 2013-2014 was given to Arushi Society for its excellent work in making an obstruction-free environment in Bhopal. Mrs. Vidhina Bhatia was given the National Award 2013-2014 for being a role model. The journey of the SPARSH campaign towards its destination was a tough one with a lot of challenges and difficulties. But the Department of Social Justice, Government of Madhya Pradesh went ahead with a powerful and right approach and achieved its objectives. Today, the disabled of Madhya Pradesh are not afraid of their disabilities. They are now actively participating in the development of society as a whole.